Hello and welcome to the sixth tutorial in the JavaScript Basics tutorial series, and in this tutorial we're going to look at variables. This tutorial assumes you've done tutorial 2. If you haven't, there'll be a link in the description to the source code, and as usual there'll be a link in the description to the source code produced from this tutorial. Well, what are variables? Variables are containers for storing information. Unlike many other languages that you may have used, you don't actually have to specify the container data type. What I mean is, for example, if you take C++, if you've used it, you'll know what I'm talking about, or if you use some other language that does this, you'll know. You have to declare a variable with like int for integer, char for character, string for a string, etc. And obviously that variable can only hold some data of that type. Whereas in JavaScript, you use a keyword called var, which is just short for variable, and you can assign whatever you want. You can assign a number, string, character, boolean, whatever you want. And if you have a number in there, halfway through the website, it could be a number, then it could be string. So it's quite cool and powerful, but you've got to be a little careful when you're doing that. But as long as you be careful, you should be all good to go. So let's just get into the code and show you. So just going to open up a text editor and open up the files from tutorial 1. JavaScript. Open up. So what we're going to do, I'll leave that as it is. And like I said, to declare a variable is just var, then the name of your variable. So I'm just going to put my variable. Try and name your variable so it's self-documented, so when you look at it you know what it is. So for example, I'll just change it. Imagine if this was called high score. Naturally, if you looked at it, you would assume it's the high score or something. You wouldn't assume this is a player's name or their date of birth or something. We're just going to put this equal to 500, and we're just going to print this out or pop it up in an alert box. So we're going to put high score, save that, open up the web page. There we go, we've got the actual variable printed out. And what I'll do is I'll change this so it's a string now. It'll still be the same 500, but it will be a string. We'll go back, refresh, it prints at 500 again. So it's very similar, and we can assign other bits of data to it as well. So like I said, I can make it a boolean. Boolean is either on or off, true or false, yes or no. Refresh, and now we've got false in there because we assigned it false. So if we just go on to Google or any search engine really, let's go on JavaScript variables. Obviously you can't really show you all of them, and you can see where is it? That's it, data types. You can have a look at all the different JavaScript data types that you can have. In the next tutorial we are going to actually be looking at data types, so you can wait till that tutorial. Also, one thing to note is this variable is global. So what this means is the variable will be available in memory until the website is no longer loaded, whereas you can have local variables as well. For example, when in a future tutorial we look at functions, if you declare a local variable, it will no longer exist once, for example, that function has finished or that block of code has finished. So that's quite powerful as well, but you just got to know when to use a global and obviously when to use a local variable. Global, something that you always want to be accessing. Local, when it's just, access it temporarily. But yeah, that's it for variables. If you have any questions, feel free to message us as usual. In the next tutorial, we're going to look at data types. All the required links for the source code will be in the description. And as usual, thanks for watching.